Stimwalt here. Let's take a look at the AmpliFi Alien Wi-Fi 6 router. This is a mesh system, but I'm just getting a single device because I'm curious, can this thing really handle a 3,000 square foot home, the whole home, and like create new zones that were dead before with my old Nighthawk? And is it really worth 400 bucks? I guess we'll see. Here's the box. I'm not going to do a full unboxing because you guys can just watch other videos for that. Just going to cut to the chase. You just really need two cards. This first one, just scan it with the QR code reader and you can get the app or just search for it. And then launch the app, power off your modem, connect the cables, power on your modem, and just follow the instructions on the app. It takes about 1 minute to set up. Like literally, it's that easy. I won't even bother showing it to you. So here's the actual device itself, the Alien router. I've got 3 cables plugged in already, and the 4th port I'll leave for my access point, which will be my old router, the Nighthawk. Underneath, you'll notice that we have the cable that runs from the AT&T fiber modem gateway router and the power. So this connects into the AT&T modem, we'll just call it for short, right into the Alien. And of course, don't forget the power. You need to power it too. Let's flip it upside down and get into it. So this is the app. It's pretty sleek. You got system performance, guest, devices, diagnose, and then the device in the center. You'll have multiple if you bought the mesh, but I didn't. And you've got devices download and upload. So let's take a look at performance. This is a good thing to test, see if the ISP itself, like AT&T Fiber, is slowing down your connection, or if it's the Alien itself or your phone is slowing it down. There's a teleport app that just comes with the device. It gives you VPN security on your phone. It's really sleek. This is the teleport app itself. So you generate the code, link it to this, and then you just turn it on and you'll have VPN security in like Starbucks or an airport. It's just amazing that comes just with the router. Very sleek. And then there's guest access, like if you have a service person come over and you just want to give them access for a short period of time. That's really nice too. The token expires basically. Then you have a list of your devices that you can manually turn off. You would have more control if the router itself was handling, the Alien router was handling DHCP and everything. But since I'm using AT&T, I can't have to use their router to handle DHCP, which sucks. Google Fiber, not the case. I'm switching to them. So you can see the LCD can be messed with from the app. Oh, enable remote management on the app in order to do this. But yeah, you can mess with the LED, the LCD. I have night mode enabled because I don't like the lights to be on at a certain time from night to morning. It's just a waste of energy. You can do a Wi-Fi protected setup to not share the password. And you'll see that the DHCP server and the port forwarding options are disabled because I'm in bridge mode. And we'll talk about bridge mode in a minute. Definitely update the firmware, although the device automatically does that when you set it up. All right, that's pretty straightforward. Now we'll go to General, and you can see I've got Hobbiton as my Wi-Fi network. And I can reboot the device remotely. I can factory reset. If I've got a really messy room, I can locate it. I'm not sure why you would need that, but yeah, you can locate it too. It's kind of nice. Now, if we go to internet, you'll see that I have bridge mode enabled. I have to use bridge mode because AT&T forces me to use their router to use DHCP. And when you connect the Alien in, by default, it sets up a new network. So after you put it into bridge mode, the Alien, you want to do a network reset in Windows 10 so that you can recover back to the original DHCP IP addresses that you were using on your AT&T fiber modem. Whatever ISP you're using, you might have that weird setup where you have to use their router. Okay, so this is the Wi-Fi network, and they only have WPA2, but they will add 3 eventually with the firmware update. I have an additional 5 gigahertz band because I'm not using a mesh system, which is really nice. Some of the other options like Orbi and Arrow do not have that. They hard code the 3rd band, so that's a big advantage to the Alien over those. You can see band steering will steer devices to the strongest band. Router steering, if you have a mesh setup, will steer to the fastest router. Here you can actually manually set the channels on 2 of the bands. They will add the ability to do that in the 3rd band in, again, a firmware update. Also, you'll notice that 80 megahertz bandwidth is the availability, is the maximum availability. They will be adding 160 with a firmware update too. So you're going to want InSSIDer to scan the different Wi-Fi networks around you. I have nobody. These are all just my networks. But if you're in an apartment complex or a condominium, definitely check that out and pick a less busy channel. Okay, that's how you get maximum throughput on your Wi-Fi. All right, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's a straightforward application. So let's do a run speed test on the device itself. First thing I don't like about this, if you look at the bottom, you'll notice that it's a hard-coded server. I want to pick the server. I don't want the device to pick the server for me. 820 down? What? Almost 900 up? There's no way. I mean, if I picked a better server that's faster, you know, lower ping, I know I'm in the 900s. There's just no way. I even submitted an enhancement to them, asking them, please make the server dynamic so at least I can pick from a list of your hard-coded servers. Or better yet, let me pick the server myself. Then I can get a really realistic speed test. In fact, this bothered me so much, I decided just to go to speed test on my computer to see how fast this thing really is, because that server's not even close to me. So I picked the fastest server with the lowest ping, and sure enough, I'm hitting like, what, 930, 35, 30, 936. I mean, that's a huge difference from what we were seeing. And supposedly that's a hardlined speed test. So I don't know what was going on. It's the server that they hard code into it. It's not optimal. So yeah, I'm going to be using speed test from here on out because I don't want to use their testing application. I want to use not a third party, just a different application from something that's delivered by Ubiquiti, just for my own sanity, but also to get a real baseline for all these speeds. But as you can see, 930 down, way faster. I mean, my old Nighthawk was getting like high 800s, hardlined as the main router. So, I mean, it's already faster. It's faster than I thought it would be, really. So now we're going to set up this Nighthawk from 2016 into access point mode. Now this bad boy, you'll see the speed test comparisons later. We're going to reset the factory defaults. You just hold that down until the lights turn off and it's reset. Next up, we're going to jump into the software. It's routerlogon.net, and we're going to update the firmware. A lot of people forget to update the firmware on access points before they deploy them, or they fail to update the firmware after they're deployed. I have a Nighthawk app that allows me to do that, so it's super important that you do the firmware updates before the deployment and after, because there's always improvements. So now we're going to select AP mode, and by doing that, this is no longer a router. It is now just an access point, so we plug into the yellow port. This is the Nighthawk app, and I can do a speed test. I always do 2.4 and 5 gigahertz bands as separate. I don't combine them. And you can see that the Alien has actually made this access point faster. So the Nighthawk is now faster as an access point than it ever was as a router. And there's last bridge and breathe that had been added as an access point. So now let's take a look. This is the main router face-off. On the left, we've got the Alien as the main router. On the right, we have the Nighthawk as the main router. Using the same phone, and we're both right next to the router. I'm literally right on top of the Nighthawk and right next to the Alien. And the speed difference is significant. I mean, it's, what, 200 faster? Or more? So, I mean, as the main router, the Alien is really, really, really fast. Should it be faster than a 4-year-old Nighthawk? Yeah, of course. But take a look at this coverage difference. So I'm on the other end of the house in the family room on the couch, and it's twice as fast. Okay, that is impressive. Very impressive. Twice as fast, and at the other end of the house in the family room. I didn't expect this. I expected better coverage, but not that much speed and better coverage. Now this is the yoga room. It's on the opposite diagonal end. And yeah, it's twice as fast. I'm super impressed. I'm using the same server as well, by the way, in the speed test application. So yeah, I mean, this is dramatic. I bet it could be even faster if I like make sure that all my Wi-Fi devices are on different channels. The back deck was a dead zone on the Nighthawk. And on the Alien, I'm getting 250 down? What? I mean, so far, it's pretty clear that the Alien can handle your whole house. This is a 3,000 square foot home, 2 stories. It's got insulated walls and everything, so it's got a lot of things that can cause interference, but it's just not stopping the Alien. Now this is the upstairs bedrooms. It's pretty far away from the router. And I was getting like a meager 200 on the Nighthawk, and I'm getting 600. I'm getting 600. 3 times faster, basically, on the Alien. I mean, just nuts. It's just crazy how much faster this is. And really, this is about the upgrade. Is it worth the upgrade? I've got a Nighthawk from 4 years ago. It was top of the line when I bought it in 2016. This is now considered top of the line in 2020. Is it worth 400 bucks? For me, personally, I'm paying fiber internet right now. It's worth it. Absolutely. Definitely worth it. 2 to 3 times faster, creating new zones that were formerly dead, a single device, and it makes my old router as an access point faster. It's a no-brainer to me. It's a single device. It's just nuts. If you got 2 of these routers, hardlined them and backhauled them, and set it up as a mesh, your whole house coverage would be insane. And if you just changed all the channels for all of your Wi-Fi devices, and you lowered your Wi-Fi dependency and you hardlined more things, it could get even faster. And then if you go to Google Fiber, so you allow the Alien to be the main router instead of creating bridge mode in order for the AT&T modem to handle DHCP and port forwarding. I mean, this thing will get even faster. You could get 800 possibly downloads on a phone. It's nuts. So the breakdown is clear. It's definitely worth it. It's a great device. And I'm very happy with it. I may get 2 of these and set them up as a mesh. We'll see. Thanks, guys.